Moving on to Chapter 11, Section 4, so last section in Chapter 11, loci and constructions. So some people say loci, some people say loci, doesn't really matter, they're the same thing. Locus is another term for it, so you could argue that it is loci, but who cares? You say tomato, I say tomato, so let's call the whole thing off. Loci and constructions. Basically, there are two shapes you need to draw. A straight line, which of course, mathematically, must be drawn with a ruler, and an arc. We should be using a compass for this, but I don't have one. I couldn't find my board compass, so I'm improvising, giving the same idea. A nice arc. Not bad. So, where these two shapes get used will depend on the individual questions. So I think for this chapter, I'm better off doing some of the questions. And I've got some of the caboodle questions up, and we'll see when we use a straight line and when we use an arc. This one's going to be quite active. I'll have to rub out things and draw things. And again, you'll need to be looking at the questions. So I'm going to start with question 3 in 11.4s. Label 2 points A and B 7.8 centimetres apart. So we can put them anywhere. And obviously I'll get my ruler, measure 7.8. On this, that's 7.8 in my scale. And it wants the locus of the points that are equidistant, equal, the same distance from A and B. So this is when we're going to be drawing an arc to get things the same distance. So I set my compass, this highly technical operation here, to a particular length, and I put an arc up here. And then same length, an arc down there. I now move across to B, same distance, so this is going to be equidistant from A and B. Arc there, and arc there. The question I always get asked is how long does the arc meant to be? It can be any length, as long as you can get them to cross. So the only thing it couldn't be is something not short enough to reach the other one. That would only meet there. It wouldn't cross, so I wouldn't know where to put it. Once I've got these 2 points, that point there is the same distance from A and B. That point there is the same distance from A and B. Once I've got those, I can then draw a straight line through them with my ruler. This will be easier for you in your books, I hope. There you go. All the points on that line are the same distance from A and from B. I hope you appreciate the rather clever use of the pause button there. Anyway, I'm going to have a go now at number 7. Draw a line AB of length 6.4 centimetres. So again, have a straight line, 6.4 centimetres. Take it from me, that's 6.4 in my book. It wants, in question 7, all the points, the locus of all the points that are 3 centimetres from AB. So I've got 5 points which are 3 centimetres from this line. So you are, first of all, going to measure away from this line 3 centimetres. I'm using my scale, I'm getting a point there. Make sure you draw it at a right angle. Make sure you go perpendicular away. You can go down there, another point perpendicular away, 3 centimetres. Alternatively, if you want to be really, really safe, you could get your compass and set that to 3 centimetres and mark various points along here, whichever you find more accurate and easier. But if you're going to use a ruler, you've got to make sure you're going away at a right angle to get 3 centimetres. So that's all the points down here, and you'll have the same points on the other side over here, 3 centimetres away. which again I'll measure with my ruler, or using that compass method. And this is where I get that second line. So I told you when we did this, we'd have two types of lines when we do loci. We'd get straight lines. So from there to there, I've got a straight line 3 centimetres away from AB. Forgive my slight inaccuracy, but obviously I'm doing this on the board and trying to do it without getting you too bored. Then, at the end of this line, effectively I've got a point, and that's when we draw a locus, which is an arc. So I set my compass to 3 centimetres, which should meet the end of that line there, and I draw an arc, which comes round and meets that one there. And then similarly, at the bottom, set that to 3 centimetres, and I'll draw an arc, which comes round to there. And there you go. I've got, in effect, straight lines from there to there, and an arc going across the top, and an arc going across the bottom. Hopefully yours will be a bit neater than mine and a bit more accurate. So now I'm going to have a go at trying to show you question 14. That's got a star by it, it means it's tricky. Again, you might not see it that clearly, but hopefully me talking you through will give you a hand. It tells you that the bottom line is 12 centimetres. So I'm actually using 2 inches is 1 centimetre. So I've drawn this 24 inches, but 12 centimetres, an accurate line. It then tells you this is 45 degrees. So you get an angle measurer and you measure 45 degrees. I'll just get my angle measurer out. There you go, I measured it perfectly accurately. I didn't just guess that. And we draw the line, which it tells me is again 12 centimetres. So I want 24 centimetres, 24 inches on my scale, going up there. To there. That gets me to point D. I can now use the idea that I've got a right angle here, so I can measure 90 degrees, go straight up. So perpendicular, get used to that term, perpendicular, is at 90 degrees, 5.2. So on my scale, that's going to be 2 lots of that, 10.4 inches. So I'm going to go up 10.4, which is there. Okay, so that was 5.2. That was 12. That was 12. Just to make it all beautiful, and I'll label it up as well so we can see it's hopefully A, B, I've got C there, and D is that point there. Now, because I've got these 2 points drawn accurately, I've just got to draw them up, and that will give me that point. There you go, that's accurately drawn because I've used these angles. That 45 degrees, measure it with an angle measurer. That 90 degrees, again measure it with an angle measurer. It now asks you, which is the really hard bit, to find and mark a point that is equidistant, so the same distance from B, C and D. So B, C and D. We get this by creating a thing called a perpendicular bisector. So bisector, that means it goes through the middle. Perpendicular is at 90 degrees. This is another one that you need to know how to construct. To create a perpendicular bisector, it's that same idea of drawing an arc. I draw an arc from here, and the same length, that arc crossing there. Oh, wasn't quite long enough. And I get a point. Similarly, I draw another arc here, and here. Again, I wasn't quite long enough on that, so I need to continue that, so I've got a point. These 2 points, if I join that up, I get what's called a perpendicular bisector. That means it goes through this at a right angle and it cuts it in half. And considering what I'm using, hopefully you can see that's fairly accurate. So that's going to be a line which is in effect equidistant from D and C, because it's going through there and it bisects it. So each point on there is the same distance from there and there. I then do the same process for the other line. So I do a perpendicular bisector of BC. I'll do it a bit bigger this time. Make sure I cross it over. There's another one inside here. So I've got these 2 points which are equidistant from there and equidistant from there. So again, I'm going to join these up and they go through there, and then we're going to be where these 2 perpendicular bisectors cross over. That's my point there. X marks the spot. That is equidistant from B, C and D, because it's on these 2 perpendicular bisectors of DC and BC. Okay, so that's a little bit of explanation about loci and constructions and 3 questions done. That's it for chapter 11. Chapter 11 should take you the whole of the second week that you're not in school. The first week with those past papers. The second week should be this chapter 11. It's probably going to take you halfway into next week as well, but I will be uploading a few more videos for chapter 12 middle of next week, because you should still be going on this for a while. When you've done the whole chapter, you might want to have a look at the review section or the assessment section, just to make sure you pick the stuff up, and obviously make sure you're marking your work as you go. The answers are in the back. I'm not sure how I'm going to do the next videos, because this is the last day that I'm actually allowed to come into school. School's being locked down as much as possible to stop contamination, so I'll be looking at a way to do this from home. Obviously I don't have a whiteboard at home, I don't have a projector at home, so the projector wasn't working. I don't really want to write all over my walls in the living room, so I'll try and come up with another method, but obviously feedback. I try alternative methods and tell me what works and what doesn't. But we'll be off for a couple of weeks yet, so I'm going to try and get through chapter 12 as well. Okay, well, I'll see you soon. Take care. Bye-bye.